Hello, my gods. Welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade. My mind went back. Coteries of New York, because I'm playing all my Vampire the Masquerade games this week. I'm Josra, and last time we met Callihan, the so-called leader of the Anarchs, and he pissed me off. So, hopefully, we can get rid of him. Okay. Instead of clearing your mind, this clouded it further, and you are still no closer to a decision. Okay. I want to meet Tariq. So, Torque? I think it's Torque. I think I was saying it wrong last stream. Anyways, I'll go to the meeting directly. Dangerous or not, you have to make a trip to the Bronx and meet with Torque. No detours. Best just get it over with. You take some basic precautions as you enter Torque's turf. You park a few streets from I'm already messing up. You park a few streets over from where the pub is and walk towards it while keeping an eye out for anyone suspicious. That kindred, for the most part, look no different than regular people. Makes things complicated, of course. If you're being followed or watched, it's going to be hard to tell. You reach the pub, shot a final glance around, and there's nobody suspicious. There's nobody suspicious around, as you can see, and open the door. I'm sorry if my nose sounds blocked, because it is. The smell of cigarettes is overwhelming. The whole place has an aura about it, a constant fog hanging right under the ceiling. The lethargic, I probably said it wrong, fans do nothing to disperse it. The constant crack of billiard balls and clacking of glass tells you all you need to know about the clientele. Not a very vampiric place at all. You're wondering if you got the address right. You apparently did. Maya's here. She motions you over one of the few tables around. Took your sweet time to get here. What, got cold feet? Never mind. Anyone follow you? Not that I know of. Fair enough. Before I introduce you, there's some outstanding business to discuss. I appreciate the help with getting the name out of Bruce. It's going to be a tough nut to crack, his master. She's one of the lawmen. Times where they'd soon align with us, then the cap. Anyway, this isn't the nut of a history lesson. Torque's been waiting for you. He's been impressed by your work so far. Here's your chance to shine. Don't blow it. I still have a little bit of a blocked nose from being sick. Like, there are times that you can't hear it, but I'm having a hard time breathing in that nostril. You walk over one of the tables. A guy in a coat and hat leans over to take his shot. He's way ahead of his opponent. The table is clear of his balls, save for the 8 ball in a tricky position. Hey, they're here. Oh, jazzy. Like that hat. Be with you in just a moment. The hit is fast, precise, and sends the black ball exactly where the player wanted it. His opponent let out a frustrated sigh. That's that. I believe that's 150 American dollars, Joey. You wanna pay up now? Or up the stakes again? The disgruntled man accepts his defeat and pays up, then declares he's going to grab another beer. To the victor go the spoils. Thank you kindly. He turns his full attention to you. The man is good looking, if somewhat and intense. His eyes especially seem to pierce right through your core, but not in an unpleasant way. Name's Torque. I believe you're Jaws. Sophie Laley's new plaything, is that right? You anarchs too? How does everyone always know that? Word travels fast when you care to listen, fledgling. You wouldn't be talking today if I hadn't learned that a long time ago. Forgive my being real with you right off the bat, but I like to know who it is I'm dealing with. So here's something that I've been scratching my head around. If you're with Langley and Langley's cam through and through, I'm told, what is it you've come to achieve here tonight? To be fair, I want to say this. Like, I know the first one's probably the right option, but I'm still pretty mad with Callihan. Not because he beat me up last stream, it's because of the comments he said. See, I met Boss Callihan yesterday. He had me beaten and left me broken in the middle of nowhere. He told me I wasn't supposed to meet you, so I came here just to prove to myself that I could. Ha, now that takes some balls. I inspire your spirit, even if it sounds like a great way to finish this nightly existence of yours with a bang or a few. But that's not the whole story, is it? Come on, come clean with me. Sophie Langley wants to meet with you. Don't ask me why, she didn't tell me. She just said it has something to do with gathering allies against Boss Callihan. I'm here to arrange that meeting. A fuck? I knew nothing about this, T. They lied to me. Mia's furious. She's looking at the pool cue and at you as if she was figuring out the best combination of the two. There it is. Give them a break, Mia. It's not so easy to say that kind of thing to my face, I imagine. Well, well, well. Ain't that an interesting proposition? You can't be seriously thinking about meeting with Langley. She's hardline cab. It's a trap. It must be. It just might be. It just might. He looks at you, pierces you with his unnaturally keen eyes. He's about to say something when a door opens at the back of the room. Hey Torque, you gotta guess. They're in the back. Mia, won't you be a dear and keep our new friend company? I'll see what the commotion is. Sure thing. Torque tips his hat to you and walks to the back, joining the man who called for him. Mia glowers at you, this time weighing one of the pool balls in her hand. She looks like she has a mind to chuck it at your face. Hello, how are ya? Funny thing is, there was actually a heavy down. It was like raining heavily like 2 days ago, and there were like I'm pretty sure there was thunder, so storm. How have you been? Gotta be quite happy with yourself bluffing your way in here. I wish I did this differently, but it is what it is. I'm not proud of myself. You shouldn't be. You made me look like a chump in front of Torque. Here I was beginning to think you might make a good addition to our little family. There's a whole lot of trust you'll have to regain before that happens now. Torque appears from a door at the back and calls across the room. Yo, Mia. I've been saying her name differently, Mia or Maya. But they're technically the same name. Also, I'm... Can I grab... Can I grab you for a second? Jaws, get over here too. You go to the back room. It's basically a storage area with a single wooden desk. It's pretty cramped, especially considering there are 5 other people in there with you. Torque ushers you in and closes the door behind you and Maya. 2 burly dudes are holding somebody down. A familiar voice reaches your ears. Motherfuckers, you're gonna pay for this. You hear me? The boss is going to fuck you up so bad you have no idea. Have you had the doubtful pleasure of meeting Mr. Crudy before, Jaws? I'm gonna act like a bruja and be like vengeful. I'm a vampire. I'll be fine. I hope you enjoy Vampire Week. Also, in Australia, it's currently 420. Like, it's the 20th of April. I have a score to settle with this fucker. You're fucked. You're so fucked you don't even know it. You stupid piece of shit. I should have ended you yesterday. The boss told you to stay away. You should have listened. There's a story and a half, ain't it, Vince? Calm down now and tell me how many of your guys are still out there on my turf, Go fuck yourself. You're done. The boss will know this stupid piece of shit Blinchling came here. He knows they're with Langley. You know what that means, Torque. No, I don't. What does it mean, Vince? How the boss can wipe you out. He'll just say you're sucking Langley's tits and all those buddies of yours. Gone. You're done, Torque. I mean... Well, no, that's the case. I guess reading NYC of your toady ass wouldn't make things any worse, will it? Actually, there's an idea. Vince mentioned that he beat you up yesterday. Did I hear that right, Jaws? You want to repay the favor? Gladly. Go ahead. Go right ahead. You hit Vince once, twice. He's chuckling in the beginning, but you focus your blood for some extra oomph and keep hitting him again, more, until he stops laughing. He's bruised, battered, and broken. The 2 Anarch dudes let go of him and kick him some more while he's on the floor. You only stop when you hear Torque's voice. Yeah. Enough's enough, Jaws. He takes an old pool cue and breaks it over his knee. Stake him and take him downstairs. Let's keep Callihan guessing what happened to his favorite puppy. Maya takes the sharp piece of wood and jams it into Vince's chest. His features grow slick, his entire body inert. He doesn't even give out a yelp. The other 2 Anarchs take him out of the room. As entertaining as that was, I think Vince, in his unmatched wisdom, shared more than Callihan would hope for. This changes things. Ever heard about Operation Lights Out, Jaws? It was a Second Inquisition effort here in NYC. A single night of raids at magnitude never seen before or since. I'm glad I beat him up. The Ivory Tower got away with just a few losses here and there. No major players were hit. They managed to find safe spots and stay out of the eye of the shitstorm. Us though, we got hit hard, all over town. Havens were rooted out, entire coteries and safe houses gone. Just like that. Nobody saw it coming. I barely got out in one piece. Maya looks at him with concern and puts a hand on his arm. He shrugs it off, gently but surely. Others, like my child Barb or Maya's sire, extinguished. But you know who got out without a scratch? Callihan. We've thought about it for the past few years. How is it that Big B managed to excuse himself from the Staten Island Museum, where we used to meet? just before vans full of guys in body armor show up. Hey Johns, in-game, did you ever... How many times have I said that? I remember I said at my ASMR stream, or my attempt at an ASMR stream. That was from my 250 subscriber special. I'm currently at 304. If I get one more subscriber, I'll celebrate 300 because I like to make like 5 subscriber leeway. But the thing is, I actually have no idea what to do for 300. How is it that as my baby is burning up after being shot with dysentery shots, I also see Doug Callihan running with his tail between his legs, pushing fledglings like you in the path of the SI? We think that bastard knew what was coming, and he set us up. Not just us. Some of our brothers and sisters who got hit had some of the lowliest profiles in the city's lick population. I'll do a voice acting. It won't be a stream. I'll voice act it with my Ada voice. Or maybe I should do it my Uwu voice / Chocola voice. The moral of the story? Callihan is an opportunistic motherfucker, and if even his thickest followers suggest he's going to sell me out, then that's what he's going to do, as sure as the sun rises. He pauses for a moment, and you see him reach a decision. You said something about Langley having an offer for me. It might be your fault in part that I'm at this junction, but now's going to be as good a time as any to listen to what she has to say. I don't think that's wise, T. Well, what would you have me do then? You said it yourself, it's all the fledglings' fault. They brought this on us, so let's use them as a bargaining chip. Callihan wants them. Langley needs them. They're valuable. It will make me die a death of cringe worse than Sam's from... Maybe I'll consider it. No, you're wrong. I'm just a pawn. That's why Sophie sent me here. Plausibility, deniability, and all that. I'm expendable. The realization that you just summarized the entirety of the last 2 weeks or so hits you hard. But if there was a moment to be honest with yourself, it's now. Fuck. The man puts his... Did you hear that? I tried to be dramatic, but I'm not gonna repeat it. The man puts his head on Maya's back. She calms down a bit. We're afraid, Jaws, but then, what else is new? It's a paradox being who we are. The hunter one night, the hunted another. Masters of the night, slaves to dawn. A duality to everything. I understand your concern, but I need you to trust me like you did before. This is my call and my responsibility. You can give me shit about it later, like I'm sure you will. Count on it. He smiles, then takes on a no bullshit look and points at you. 3 conditions. First, you come pick me up personally, and bring me to the meeting spot. Anything goes sideways, it's your ass. Second, Maya's coming with me. No 2 ways about it. 8 eyeballs in the meeting. The 2 of you and the 2 of us. Nobody else. And third, the meeting is in public, downtown. Some spot frequented by mortals. We see you taking us anywhere fishy, we check out, and muck you up as a message to Langley. I count on it not coming to that, though. You seem likable enough. The cam hasn't gotten its talents on you yet. Keep it up, and maybe we'll come to the same conclusion we did in your own time. I'll make sure to repeat your conditions to Sophie. You do that. Best be on your way. Ask for me here when you need me. The bartender knows how to get in touch. Just ask him to put the owner on the line. Maya walks you to the door and accompanies you to your car. Listen, what I said before. Yeah, what about it? I panicked. That's all that was. It was unfair what I said. If anything, it's my fault. I'm angry with myself, and that makes me angry with you. Forget it. See ya. She starts walking back to the bar as you start the engine and head back to Sophie's apartment. Time to give Sophie the good news. She welcomes you as openly as ever, clearly excited to see you and for what news you might bring. Good evening, Joss. How's your task going? You have something for me, perhaps? I did what you asked. The meeting is set up. Excellent. Is there any problems? Boss Callihan's goons grabbed me yesterday and forced me to meet with him. He was very clear that I cannot be seen talking to Torg or he'll have me killed. I went and did it anyway. I appreciate your dedication, I really do. I'm sorry if you got hurt. Thank you for following through. Well, let's hear it. What did Torg agree to? He relayed the Anarch leader's conditions. You are to pick him and Maya up. The meeting should only include the four of you, and it should be held in a public space. Those are all fair enough, although I do worry about that Maya character. Tell me, do you think she's trustworthy? Well, Tor trusts her, so we can too, I think. Very well. As for the place, I wonder if they would agree to meeting in Hudson Yards, the vessel. Plenty of tourists visit that place. But if we were there after midnight... She seems to have made up her mind. Yes. Bring them there tomorrow night. Look for me near the top level. Tomorrow? Already? I didn't think they're expecting me back so soon. Yes, tomorrow. For reasons that shall be obvious when we talk. Pick them up at midnight, then drive back to Midtown. That's the plan. I'll be waiting as long as it takes, within reason. I'm counting on you, Jaws. The final puzzle piece is about to find its way to its destination. After that, we will all get our just reward. You, me, the Camarilla, even the Anarchs. I could kiss you. Yes, you'd like that. You desire it. She must have caught it in your expression. She smiles. I figure a speech, darling. Or at least it is tonight. But a few nights from now, who knows? I am growing fond of you, and success waits my appetite for those kinds of things. The sexual tension in the room becomes unbearable until it suddenly disappears. Was this another one of Sophie's tricks, or an actual spark of arousal in both of your undead bodies? You clearly felt the blood flow through you for a short moment. The warmth of your Really? We're doing this? The warmth of your... I shouldn't be judging. I played the entirety of the current Necropara, and waiting to play it later this year because apparently, yeah, it should be ready by the end of this year. The warmth in your groin takes you by surprise. You didn't think you could do that anymore, or did you just imagine it? Use the rest of this night well, Jaws, and rest. We are but a day's sleep away from shaking the city awake. Let's finish off Hope's quest. Hope's probably scribbled message reaches you in your haven. Within an unmarked envelope, you find a barely legible address you're supposed to reach and the hour you're expected to arrive there. This is it then. The night of the final showdown. You check the clock. There's way more than enough time to comfortably reach your destination, but you decide to take a drive earlier just in case. The ride is uneventful, but becomes more and more tense as it goes on. The gravity of the situation starts getting to you. You're about to set out on an operation against a key NYC figure, well connected with both human and vampire elites. What if her security overwhelms you? How will the council react to your raid? You can only trust that Hope has thought it all through. She doesn't seem like the type who'd attempt a suicide mission. Which isn't something you typically say about a person who regularly inflicts violence on herself in front of the camera. When you arrive at your destination, you find yourself in front of a building with a double spiral logo on it. This must be Montgomery's headquarters then. You look around the street and notice an obnoxiously lavender Mazda car parked nearby. Even though you've never seen it before, you might have an idea who it belongs to. You park your car at a distance from the double spiral building and approach the Mazda. A familiar figure is behind the wheel, holding a smartphone in her hand. You knock on the window. She opens a window without turning her eyes from the device. At Romance Apocalypse. Wow, you're early. Didn't think I'd find you right in front of the building. Don't care much for for being inconspicuous. Why can't I say that? Inconspicuous. There we go. Why should I be inconspicuous? I'm not planning to come back alive. She lets a dead silence linger in the air for 10 seconds, then she stops typing, diverting her eyes from the screen, gives you a melancholic stare, and winks. Please say psych. Psych. God damn it. Come on, what's with that face? I suffer from too much FOMO, fear of missing out, to let myself die. I got accounts to run, notifications to check. Plus, no way in hell I'd allow Montgomery the satisfaction of a draw. We're going there to secure a flawless victory. No time to wait, let's go. She gets out of the car and motions you to walk with her. Anywho, glad you managed to make sense of my ugly scribbles. I totally forgot how exhausting it was to write stuff by hand. So not as exhausting as having to deliver messages personally to someone's door. Next time you meet Laney, ask her to get you a flip phone or something, okay? I mean, technically, don't we have a flip phone from the Anarchs? Or that was a temporary thing? We reached the front of the building. Or maybe that was just an Anarch phone. We're about to burn this shithole down to the ground. Burn it down with Kara still in it? No, she's out at the moment, trying to sell services she won't be able to offer. You see, our job is easy. We need to get in, destroy the server containing all the double spiral research, and walk out. No spectacle, no dramatic showdowns. That's double spiral. Did I read already? Now, I know exactly what you're going to say. Was that the account I used last time? Oh no, I used Art Portal's collector. Never mind. At Jaws. But wait, Hope. If this data is so priceless, should she have external backups? Is Kara a complete dunce? Excellent question, my neonate friend. The answer is yes, she's a dunce. But aside from her numerous negative qualities, she also has a positive one. She's totally paranoid. She used to be a naive dumbass who wouldn't even cover up her laptop computer, but she lost trust in all external companies like a little cyber espionage incident. She's obsessed with not uploading her precious data anywhere online. Now, now she only has one physical backup hidden deeper inside the headquarters. Oh, Kara uses the internet. I mean, compared to other places, apparently the New York vampires are a lot more lenient with the internet. Nobody has an idea of where it might be, but I do. Normally, I'd be able to reach the place. Double Spiral is like an underground base. The walls and doors are reinforced, both against living and the dead. But the answer to this problem is simple. We only need Kara to lend us her voice so that we can override all security measures and get to the heart of the facility. What do you say, Kara? Will you help your girl out for old time's sake? Hope quickly writes something down on her phone. A few seconds later, a nearly perfect imitation of Kara Montgomery's voice escapes her speakers. You know it. Oh, it's because we messed up the T. You know it. Let's bust this bitch down open. Yeah, we messed up the T. Wow, the sound quality is incredible, and the voice sounds only the tiniest bit off. Whatever she paid for that tech, it was worth it. Oh, and if you're afraid of consequences from the Camarilla, don't be. I'm assuming full responsibility and my ass is covered. I've got some favors to collect and to offer. Besides, Kara's a goddamn snake and everyone knows it. No important player will miss her influence. They were only tolerating her in case she hit it big with her tech. It's all about cash in abundance, Lysavage, and then wait, how come that tea is fine, then you die? Some parts sound a tiny bit too robotic. Could there be a pattern here? Too bad she won't ever get a chance to succeed. So without further ado, shall we? I don't know, I feel like even though Kara's kind of greedy and all that, I feel like the vampires could actually benefit from the internet, and she's trying to make it available again after, you know, the raids. At least that's what I figured. I'll ask Hiba about this later. Hope starts marching towards the revolving door. You close your eyes, make an effort to sharpen your senses, and follow the Mount Caven into the lobby of the double spiral building. There's a sole security guard at the entrance. He raises his voice to ask about your business, but is stopped short by Hope's commanding voice. A manipulative snake. No need or expected. The man looks lost and disoriented for a moment. Then the gears in his head slowly begin to turn, and he nods his head, silently opening a gate leading to the elevators. Hope heads into one of them and you follow. She presses a button and the car starts heading to the lowest floor. Eventually, the doors open. A Dungeon Master Guide PDF. Welcome to Kara Montgomery's Deadly Dungeons, Jaws. What appear before your eyes are the dimly lit corridors of an IT office, empty and silent. The air is stiff. What? Oh, I accidentally combined dusty and stiff. The air is stiff and dusty, and there's a sharp rotten stench in the air that you're unable to identify. The menacing, I got tongue twisted there. The menacing atmosphere makes it hard to recognize it at first, but this looks like an active workplace. It really is a dungeon, although a corporate one, where people are cheated of life. You feel a prug of anger. This is the real face of class warfare. These are the conditions people in power would offer us if they don't feel a need to keep appearances. It's probably because of my Bruja blood. Rebellious. Riot control girl. Let's just get to the first door and test my little car out. You follow her until you reach the end of the corridor. There you encounter an expensive-looking reinforced door with voice controls on the side. Hope pushes a button. A robotic voice comes out of the speaker. Semiotics. Seriously, come on. Hope types the word into her phone and lets why did I say viral? Virtual Kara repeat the password. Semiotics. A sound rings out, reminiscent of cues that TV quiz shows use to let the contestant know he gave a wrong answer. Petrification error. Please try again. Yep, this is our fault. Give Hope a nervous look. She bites her lip and presses the button again. Hyper real. Tap 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 tap. Hyper real. Access granted. The doors slowly open. You notice your companion is wearing a sour expression. Yeah, it's because we messed up the tea. Looks like the tech isn't quite perfect. At least the password seemed randomized, so we can try brute force our way in, unless the system locks us out after a few failed attempts. I mean, I think I only messed up the T's. She shakes her head and turns to you, her lips attempting to approximate a sincere smile. Captain Acab? Well, we can only hope that the data we've collected is enough. Into the beast's mole we go. She marches into the room, and you walk in right after her. The doors lock behind you with a loud thud. There are people here. What? Could have just waited for them to, like, I don't know, exit, unless there's another exit somewhere. It's a wide open office. It would be as murky as the corridor you just left if it wasn't for rows of monitors illuminating the space. A shadowy figure stares at every screen in the room. Kara's voice plays from Hope's speaker. Behold, this is where the magic happens. A family of driven folks hungry for success, always taking the bull by the horns, building a high-performance culture together. None of the figures raise their heads. They're too busy programming, organizing spreadsheets, and typing in endless strings of text. Why are you provoking them? Get up, startup. Don't worry. They're likely just a bunch of ghouls and whatnot. Hardworking, conditioned, tireless, low maintenance, kinda dumb, perfect workers. That's a lot of ghouls. They're either Kara's ghouls or there are vampires working with her and they're helping her with ghouls. Probably won't leave their seats unless we make them. But let's not. We've got more important things to do, like destroying a few years' worth of their work. The figures don't stop pounding away on their keyboards. In fact, they don't react to her words at all. Alrighty, so do we go straight to the server room, or do you want to check one of the side rooms first? Yarko, I'd prefer to wrap things up here as fast as possible. But hey, little Kara is here with us thanks to the data you've gathered. You betcha. If you think you can use her voice for something useful, hey, feel free to do it. You look around and think of how to respond. Actually, let's try this door. You approach a door with a huge sign saying staff only next to it. You spot familiar voice controls. Hope nods at you and pushes the button. I'm not gonna try to say that, I think that's French. You know what, I'll try. Belenve. Hope taps the screen of her phone a few times and put the speaker next to the door's microphone. We didn't screw up. Metrification error. Access denied. You push the button again. Card capture socialist. Looks like this one doesn't have a randomizer built in. Won't do us any good to keep trying. The capital wins once again. Let's move on, comrade. Feel like there's something. For a second, you wonder if there's anything you could have done to succeed here. Then, maybe we also messed up these. Yeah. Then you shrug your shoulders and follow Hope out of the room. Another depressing corridor, reeking of who knows what. You expect Hope to walk to the very end again, but this time she stops halfway and starts mumbling under her breath. Joyce Barker. Wait, was it this door or... Don't tell me she moved things around. It looks like she's been here before. Not a surprise in it itself, but she gives off an impression of a person who used to know the entire layout of the building very well. After a brief reflection, Hope approaches a door a few feet away and pushes the button next to it. Apocalypse. Oh, that's cheery. Apocalypse. Access granted. You walk inside. They're just reusing it. It doesn't matter. At first glance, this office looks very similar to the last one you entered. Rows of screens and rows of listless silhouettes in front of them. However, Hope quickly spots a difference. At quiz 28348539302122. Target confirmed. Moving to data room. There's a room with endless machines at the back of the open space. Hope walks in, takes out some hardware out of a bag she's carrying, and begins the process of removing the data. Should have invested in SDDs, sis. Time to bust out the portable degrazer. She turns to you. This will take a minute. I've got a few other tricks up my sleeve. You're not wearing sleeves though. Unless you count tattoo sleeves. If you find something that interests you, let me know. Should we wait near her or take a look around? I'll take a look around. Might find something interesting. I think that was an old one. Have fun. Dear God in heaven, I know I will. You start walking around for a while. You notice nothing but errors that start popping up on the screen here and there. The ghouls try to fight against them, but quickly realize it's futile and surrender. Eventually, you find a door with voice controls. You call out to Hope. She pauses her work for a second and approaches you. Opening hours. This door, huh? Alright, let's give it a shot. You press the button. canoe and kayak. Kayak? Kayak. Yeah, kayak. You watch over Hope's shoulder as she types the password with an incredible speed into a homemade looking app. Then Kara's voice sounds out. Seriously? Canoe and kayak. Verification error. Access denied. Press the button again. No dice. I'm back to work. Too bad. You briefly wonder if you're... Yes. I think I screwed up multiple times last time. If you're to blame, and shrug, and follow Hope to the daughter room entrance. There, you wait until her work is complete. A while passes. Finally, you hear a triumphant yell. Goatsy in the shell. Hold on, baby. Looks like those boys are finally going to get a break. You realize that the constant silent rhythm of mechanical keywords have stopped. The workers are all reading lumped over their desks, completely resigned to the fact they're raising the French. The drawer has disappeared. Hope hurriedly collects her hardware and motions you to follow after her. Alright, we're almost done. Now we just need to take care of the backups, and we can get the hell away from here. You take a last glance at the ghouls and follow her steps. Yet another corridor, hardly discernible from the previous ones. This is a giant underground complex. How much money has Montgomery spent on it? Hope looks around, frowning, mumbling something indecipherable. Eventually points in front of her. 77777. I lost count of the sevens. There. This is where she must keep the backups. It's a sturdy metal door, unlike any other in this building. Right next to it, however, is a voice-based security system you know pretty well by now. Please, please, please. Just no last-second surprises. She hesitates to do it, but eventually she presses the button. Eternal return. Hope dutifully types down the term on her phone. Eternity return. Access denied. Please try again. Hope hisses under her breath. This time you press the button. Double spiral. Tap, tap, tap. Double spiral. You feel like time has frozen. For whatever reason, it takes longer than usual for the speaker to deliver the verdict. Access granted. What a relief. The metal door grinds loudly as they invite you in. This time, you walk in first and Hope follows. Wait a minute, you recognize this place. It shouldn't be here, but there's no two ways about it. This is Hope's haven. Same bed, same decorations, same ambience. It's all a lot more dusty, but XOXO XD Dono distribute XOXOX. The backups are in the back. I'll just get them. She seems a little sheepish as she approaches the double spiral devices and unpacks her own hardware to take care of them. You take in your surroundings. Huh, so it's like that. Huh? I understand everything now. Hope sighs. Doesn't take a genius to figure it out now. She looks at you as if she was about to add something, then bites her tongue and gets back to destroying her rival's life. She makes it obvious she doesn't want to re-examine her past. So I mean, that's probably why Kara hesitated when we said love. Watching Hope's technological wizardry and wondering about her past relationship with Kara for who knows how long. I mean, there's still that theory that Hope and Kara is the same person, but still the voice thing. And I'm pretty sure they don't confirm it. Every second you spend here, you become more impatient to get out. Eventually, the devices surround the double spiral backups. Surrounding the double spiral backups start disappearing into the bag they were taken out of. Looks like the process is nearly complete. You decide to approach the door before it does. However, before you even make a move, the door begins to make a grinding noise. You freeze up, watching them open. Yep, it's Kara. Yeah, they're different people. So yeah, this is just a relationship thing. I mean, those were both my answers. So I win either way. I mean, I lose either way either, but you know. Behind them stands the very person you were afraid would appear. That's the punk t-shirt you hope you would avoid seeing tonight. Jesus fucking Christ almighty. Hope raises her head and their eyes meet. Both their faces momentarily turn to stone. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh. You could pick out any emotion from their stares, and you'd probably be right. An unbearable tension fills the room as nobody wants to make the first move. Eventually, it's Hope who decides to break the stalemate by loudly pressing the enter button on her laptop and immediately dropping it into her bag. You doubt it's nothing more than a provocation that the Malkavian letting her opponent know she won. But it works. The noise makes Montgomery snap out of her stupor. You psycho. You fucking demented, vindictive psycho. The air turns thick with murderous intent. Hi. Hope pretends she hasn't noticed. Kara's bloodlust becomes palatable. You were supposed to be on the other side of the city right now, at the meeting. Oh. I am notified about every failed voice and my mind's going black right now. Vacation attempt. I got back here, expecting to find some idiot still trying to make their way through the front. Vacation. There we go. Probably still said it wrong. Still can't believe I got like 78 for English and I'm struggling to read now. Then again, that was years ago. I graduated high school years ago. And most of these words don't... And when I read in my mind, so... Yeah, when I read novels. I don't have confidence reading out loud. Yet, I do voice acting and singing, so... I mean, it's different. She looks around, but I never expected... Just how? Ho reluctantly types something down on her phone. I'm the CEO of Double Spiral and I endorse wrecking my shit. Kara grimaces at the thought of her own voice and quickly connects the dots. Gremlin. You fucking gremlin. How did you get your hands on that kind of tech? Even I... The new batch 1990. Company secret. Hope's provoking her. No two ways about it. Kara knows it, so she's trying to keep it cool. I built this paradise for you. For us. No hope left. For yourself and nobody else. What happened to the hope I used to know? She can't come to the phone right now. She's dead. I feel like it's a Taylor Swift reference. I regret the day I let you into my life. Stop lying to yourself, Kara. You only regret the day you let me out of my life. While she's the sire. Shouldn't have let your mask slip, honey. A snappish response almost escapes Kara's mouth, but she manages to stop herself before letting the discussion devolve into a childish splat. Just tell me there's a copy of my data you haven't ruined, and I'll let you out of here alive. She gives you a hateful look. Both of you. Hope tilts her head and flashes an evil ear-to-ear grin. Truthful MSM. Not a single bit of data remains. More than a decade of your work down the drain. Welcome to the worst night of your life since the .com crash, Miss Montgomery. Kara looks as if a stake was just driven through her heart. She starts to collapse, sliding down against the door, like she was sinking deeper and deeper into her personal hell. Hope just stares at her torment, wearing an indecipherable expression, waiting for her rival to reach the floor. Then she does, and there at the lowest point of her life, she finds something unexpected. I never ever wanted this to do this. This is not me. Her voice sounds completely different. But if there's only one way out of this mess, I'm going to take it. I'm going to get my data back. Hope looks confused for a second. Then an understanding dawns on her. Come on, Kara, you wouldn't dare. You just started this game. Now accepted your loss. The game isn't over until all players are out of moves, honey. Bearing your fangs now. There's two of us against one. Even if you commit the sin of diablerie. Diablerie. The consumption of another kindred's blood to the point of the victim's final death. Vampires may not only lower their generation permanently through this apparent practice, but also incorporate the target's very nature and spirit into themselves. The last time something like this happened to me, I was ready to die. I think I'll take my chances. It's not like I haven't dreamt of feeling my fangs inside you for a long time. At me. So you want to give me this victory? Prove once and for all that I was right? It was never about me, but about all the stupid garbage in my head. A victory? Please. Victories are material. They aren't like your little online arguments. She's serious about this, Jaws. She wants to devour me as a whole, sacrifice her humanity in exchange for access to my soul and everything I know. Stay away, Jaws. You want money, data, domain privileges, a position at Double Spiral, anything you want. You can get it if you just look the other way. Don't listen to this shit. The moment the prince finds out, it's final death for. And Kara runs, her moves resembling a beast more than a human, immediately closing the distance to Hope. Then she jumps at the Malkavian like a wild animal hunting her prey. Hope instinctively attempts to defend herself, but it's immediately overwhelmed. Lying on the ground, she looks like a deer in the headlights. Kara, on the other hand, looks like a bear ready to maul its victim. If you want to react, you need to do it now. What should I do? Like I said, she's selfish and greedy, but the vampires can benefit from the internet. But I do like using my discipline, so why not? Push yourself to the limit and let your powers take over. The world slows down, letting you run up to Kara and Hope. In the blink of an eye, you immediately grab Montgomery by her clothes and attempt to yank her aside. However, the moment she recognizes your touch, she immediately attempts to swat you down. Despite your superhuman speed, she's still almost as quick as you. Oh no, hunger marks. Her limb keeps zooming wildly towards your vital areas. You dodge every one of them, but every time feels like narrowly jumping out of the way of an oncoming truck. You back away. Better try something different before she gets lucky and hits you. Wait. There's no point to just rushing in blindly. Kara's like a feral animal right now. You don't wrestle with those. You use tools to overwhelm them. You look at Hope's bag. Could any of her devices help? No. No way in hell. Think harder. You look at the bed, the pillows, the canopy, hooks hanging down from the ceiling. Bingo. You grab one of the hooks and yank the chain. It's long enough for your idea to work. You run up to Kara, who's about to maul Hope like a wild animal. Then you stab her with all your strength. The hook gets deep underneath her skin. Kara yells, but there's more surprise than pain in her voice. You quickly wrap the chain around her a few times, then you step back and start pulling it with all your strength. Kara's taken by a surprise, still not understanding what's going on. She loses her balance and gives her victim a chance to escape. I need to drink blood again, because I used the discipline. Hope takes it. Still dazed, she takes a second to understand the situation, but when she does, she runs up to you and starts pulling a chain with you. You'd never handle her alone, but Hope displays surprising strength while pulling the chain. A minute later, she's hanging above the floor with a butcher's carcass. The end of the hook is stuck in her chest, and she's sinking deeper as she struggles. However, she's flailing so wildly, she might free herself before it puts her out of commission. You use one hand to desperately search for something that can help you under the bed. Belts, handcuffs, a whip, a giant cattle prod. You have no time to act bemusedly. You put it on her head and turn it on. The device must be modified. The power's current is so powerful, it starts scarring almost immediately. She's getting weaker and weaker. It takes Kara a while to accept defeat, but eventually she does. Her body seemingly lifeless, her head hanging down. She looks like a grotesque portrait of defeat. The hook must have reached her heart. It takes Hope a long time to collect herself. Eventually, she manages to speak up. Guess we've gotten up to this point, huh? Just like Kara before, Hope starts to talk in a completely different way than she usually does. You have a bad feeling about this. You want to add my daughter to yours? You know, I can grant your wish, except not the way you've imagined it. Hope starts mumbling and circling around Kara. For the first time since you've met her, she acts like she doesn't have her phone in her hand. This violent aura. The Malkavian looks deeply into your eyes. She knows you know what she's tempted to do. You silently beg for her not to do it. It doesn't feel right. Oh, she's got a diablerie. She makes her decision. She smiles beautifully. Beautiful. That's not beautiful. That's not beautiful. So that's beautifully, and it feels purposefully fake. Be my witness. I haven't harmed her. You left her here with me, and you have no idea what happened next. Her voice is still changed from what you're used to. She's not having fun. She's driven by malice. I disabled security, so you're free to leave now. Call me whenever you need me. I'm a part of your coterie now, so I'll repay my debts or whatever. You give her a suspicious glare. It doesn't faze her though. I've still got some unfinished business here. She looks at Kara's listless body, a puppet dangling sadly by a single thread. It would be smart of you to leave. Her tone is clear now. Her tone makes it clear she's not willing to discuss anything. Your relationship is strictly personal. You sigh, shrug your shoulders, and head out the way you came from. The lights of New York welcomes to you. Ah, we finished Hope's quest. The lights of New York welcomes you above ground. See you soon, Hope. Hope you don't get into trouble. You try to celebrate the addition to your coterie, but Kara's face appears before your eyes over and over again, making your victory bittersweet. I need to feed on something. You wake up. This is not your haven. This is a cramped space. You try to move your arms and find they are tied to your body. You can barely bend your legs. When you try to stretch your neck, you hit a cold ceiling. You can't quite believe it, but this is a coffin, or something close enough to it. It vibrates slightly, but you can't hear any sounds coming from outside. It's entirely dark. You focus and divert your blood to boost your physical prowess. It's still the same level. The way you imagine it, you're going to Superman punch the lid off this thing. Wait, never mind. It increased. Can I reload a save? I can't. Man, all the times I use my disciplines in this game, in this session, they failed. You kick it with all your strength, but only make a dent in it. Hey, it's a start. Keep kicking. and each hit you make the dent bigger. You manage to make a small crack in the bottom of the container. A bit of light and sound come in. The crackle of a radio, the hum of a car's engine, a nervous male voice. Object. Oh, we got routed out. Object is breaking containment. Police advice. A response you didn't quite catch. The brakes of the car. An impact jostles your container about. Keep kicking. Keep wrestling out of your prison. The car door opens violently. You hear a gun being cocked. A panic scream. Operation compromise. Engaging black bodies. Shots. A struggle. Silence. The lid comes off. What the? We found you. Beast mode. Atomic. Oh, this is the finale! Oh wow, this might be a short stream. Tell you we've hit the jackpot. Oh, it's because they're the first two I completed. Come on, get up. We gotta get going. Seeing their faces is surprising, even more so in these circumstances. However, you realize the immediate danger and follow your companions out of the car and down a street in North Bronx. The car has crashed into another car. A familiar face, that of Kaiser's ghoul, Jackie, stumbles out of the wrecked sedan and slinks away into the darkness before you can call after him. The three of you jog away towards the line of trees and take shelter under some branches. Just as you hear a chopper approaching, its searchlight illuminates the wrecked van and moves toward you. Hide, now. Should I mean, I don't even have a thumbnail for Shadows of New York, so I don't think I can start it this stream. You see Tamika literally go underground, melting with the earth beneath her feet, as if she was being swallowed up. Earth meld. It's one of the protein abilities. You look at D'Angelo, but he's not there. It must be his disappearing trick again. You're left alone with just seconds to make your move before the spotlight finds you. I'm not gonna use any more disciplines. Seeing no better option, you find the nearest bush and dive right under it. It's probably not the best or smartest thing to do, but you have to trust your gut. The illumination passes only inches from you, but it's just a pattern of light on the ground. The tree blocks a good portion of it. It doesn't dwell on you. It's a good thing I didn't go to the tree. It doesn't seem like they spotted you or any of your companions. The helicopter flies on, its searchlight frantically moving towards the vicinity as your companions once again appear in your proximity. Close call. We have to get out of here before the SI puts boots on the ground. Care to tell me what's going on? D'Angelo, fill them in while we walk. Follow me. The SI did a number on you. Your haven got raided and they took you for a ride upstate. They have a facility somewhere out of town, not a place you'd want to be. The thing that surprised me the most, though, it was Kaiser who contacted us and let us know. Kaiser organized this whole effort? Why would he do that? Listen, kid. Whatever his reasoning, I'm sure he'll expect something in return. So keep it cool. I want to get out of this in one piece. The same way you do. Okay, our ride's here. Stay low. The SI might still be around. Kaiser's familiar car stops nearby, and the back door opens. Your allies usher you, uh, usher you inside and join you. Being inside this mobile fortress never felt like a relief until now. Hey, fledgling, miss me? No, not really, but I will say this, I'm glad you're here. Well, I'm not overly fond of breaking legs out of covert SI transports, so I consider this an investment. That was a civilian transport, no convoy, nothing. I expected more resistance. But you wanted more. What? You wanted more to sharpen those claws of yours on? Don't worry, that might still happen. You might even regret it. Things are afoot, as adage goes. Anyway, listen up, Jaws. You're here. You're here now only because I told your buddies that you were neck deep in shit. The van you were in, a one-way ticket to Hertzville, Pennsylvania. I broke you out as a favor. You owe me. You owe me. Now you owe me. Big. How the hell did you know the SI broke into my haven and took me away? Is that piss poor attempt at an insult, fledgling? I've kept my eyes on you ever since that little job you did for me in Nilota. You know, in case I needed you for something else, I had to know your comings and goings. I have a good idea of why the SI hit you, Jaws. Not that there's tons of good reasons for it. It might have been one of these, for instance. Oh, whoops. The screens in Kaiser's car flicker, and each of them now shows a short-looped clip. It's you, getting into a fight, feeding, using one of your powers. I mean, I needed to feed. You haven't exactly kept a low profile, fledgling. I get it. You're new to this. You didn't know better, yada yada yada. The fact is, the SI has tons of this stuff. Security camera footage, YouTube videos posted by onlookers, social media posts from victims, you name it. Like I said though, I don't think any one of these did you in. Slip-ups happen. Not to you though, right? I always wondered how it is that you can drive a pompously luxurious limo around NYC and not get caught. What's your secret? Body doubles? Decoy cars? Kaiser smiles, going for an anthropomorphic piranha look you saw a few times before. You do know what killed the cat, don't you, Mr. Finch? D'Angelo freezes and scratches his face, looking fiercely at the other Nosferatu. You notice that his hands are shaking. Well, do you? Stop shedding the upholstery and answer, or should I use your given name too? Yeah, I know why the cat croaked. You would, wouldn't you? You've never seen D'Angelo serve anyone at Death Star quite like the one he's shooting Kaiser now. As much as I enjoy tempering your overinflated ego, we're nearly our destination, so I think I'll move on. The reason I need you walking and talking, Jaws, is to test a hypothesis of mine. For that, I need to finish what you were tasked to do. So first things first, here. He hands you a phone. The number's already been dialed. You hear the tone. Somebody picks up. Who is this? It's me, Sophie. Jaws? Are you okay? They're fine and dandy. Kaiser? What are you doing on this line? What do you think? It's my phone your protege is using. So keep it snappy. Operating a secure network ain't cheap. Come on, Jaws, spit it out. Listen, I got captured by the Second Inquisition, but I'm fine now. SI. That's what I feared. Listen, the plan. We need to do it tonight. But if the Inquisition is involved, and you broke out, they'll be looking for you, so we can't meet in public. I have a place in mind, but Kaiser, are you listening? Well, would I tell you if I wasn't? Just call this number from where you visited before last we spoke. I'll come pick you up. She hangs up. And that's that. What is it that you've gotten yourself into? You never did tell me what kind of work you did for Langley. Don't play coy, D'Angelo. You must have figured at least some of it out. Don't worry. We'll have plenty of time to compare notes after we let our mutual accomplice continue with their night. If my intel is worth a damn, your next stop, Jaws, is right about here. The car comes to a stop and the door opens. Outside you see the street leading to Solids and Stripes, Tariq's pool pub. Well, you didn't mean to kick you out? What about Tamika and D'Angelo? What about them? They're staying right where they are, and we're going to have a little chat. After we're done, I'm sure they'll find their way back to their havens just fine. The clock is ticking. I think I know what Sophie wants to do tonight, and if I'm right, tonight's the last chance you've got. You want to say bye to your buddies before you go. That's fine by me, but that schedule of yours is pretty hectic, so you better do it now and scram. You say your goodbyes quickly and step out of the car. It feels strange, as if those were your lost moments together. You shake off that feeling. You have other things to worry about. You turn around and make your way to the bar. The door closes behind you and Kaiser's limo starts moving again. You hope your companions won't have to pay too high of a price for helping you. The Solids and Stripes is pretty much abandoned tonight, with only the bartender and one weary-eyed local watching an old bogot movie on the bar screen. You ask to use the phone and call Sophie first. Yes? I'm at the bar. Good. I'll be there in 15 minutes. If Torque's not there, notify him. We need to move, and fast. She hangs up. You tell the bartender to notify Torque, just like the Anarch leader mentioned he should. The man makes a short call. You only hear somebody picking up, but no words exchanged. The owner's on his way right now. Can I get you anything while you wait? Actually, do you serve the, special stuff? The bartender raises an eyebrow. The special reserve, you mean? Sorry, I can only serve that to a narrow selection of the owner's friends. Well, I'm one of his friends. Nah, it's a list. And you're not on the list. I know because it hasn't changed for a while. Sorry, everything else at the bar is up for grabs though. Sure you don't want something? You shake your head. Thor comes in some 10 minutes later without Maya. He tips his hat to you, puts a hand on the blurry-eyed patron's shoulder, and says something to him under his breath. They both laugh. Marty, how's the night going? Quiet, sir. Just how you like it, huh? Well, Jaws, I believe you wanted me here for a reason. Let's hear it. You're about to tell him what brought you here. When the door to the bar opened and Sophie walks in, all splendor and charisma. The patrons' eyes are now glued to her, and so are the bartenders. Torque isn't happy with the sight. Well, this isn't what we agreed on, Jaws. Care to explain? Things got complicated. We had to improvise. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I believe Jaws already told you why I'm here. Not in any detail, and in the circumstances of our meeting, we're supposed to be different. So, Miss Langley, tell me why I shouldn't ask you to leave and kick your protege while I'm at it. You will like what I have to say. Yeah, I've heard that line hundreds of times, but 99 of those end up with somebody getting hurt, and that's not something I'm in the mood for tonight. You're wasting time. This is a unique opportunity we should take advantage of, and we have an hour to do so, to discuss it before it will be time to act. My driver is waiting outside. Wait a goddamn minute. First of all, I'm not going anywhere without Maya. That was the deal. Second, it's Jaws who was supposed to be doing the driving, not your servant. Both serve me, so really, it's a little difference. The circumstances change and we have to adapt. Don't be stubborn. Foolishness does not suit you. I have a secure spot in mind where we can talk. I'll stop you right there. Torque is seething, but he's keeping a lid on his anger. His voice barely changes. My conditions are clear. The way I hear it, you want to break each one of them. I have no reason to agree to any of this. I believe I will be staying put tonight. You have places to be, yes? Torque, you're throwing away the only chance you have at meeting Callihan. Don't be a fool. The lid comes off. Call me a fool one more time, woman, and that's not the only thing I'm going to be throwing. Sophie, Torque's right. This does sound like a setup. I wouldn't trust you either in this situation. You dare? She slaps you. Fast, hard. The sound reverberates in the mostly empty bar. Torque smiles. See, Jaws? That's the cam in a nutshell. You obey them to the letter, or they put you in your place. It's Sophie who's seething now. I don't have any... I mean, you're being forceful, so I was siding with Torque. I don't have any time for this charade. Fine, stay here, both of you, if that's what you want to do. What was I thinking, risking my reputation for you, Jaws? Shots break the front window, and a flashbang goes off in the room, changing the bar into a space of white light and ringing noise. You feel somebody tugging at your back and are thrown behind the bar. More shots ring out. Bottles break. The TV shatters into pieces. The wooden bar splinters. Your sight comes back, but you think you've gone deaf, because suddenly the room is silent. You see Torque beside you and Marty. The bartender bleeding out on the floor. You look over the bar. Sophie's standing there. Her dress partly tattered, a visible hole in her leg. She's like the heart of a supernova, enticing, unavoidable, beautiful, and terrifying. In front of her are 8 operatives, looking like a private military force, just standing there, paralyzed by Sophie's magnificence. Torque, you still there? Yeah? Would you kindly show your guests some hospitality? Sure thing. The Anarch is gone in a blink of an eye, and he reappears next to one of the soldiers. The iron-clad operative's head disappears in a puff of blood and bone. The same thing happens in the second, the third. You hear the radios go off on the other soldier's shoulders, a panicked voice pleading them to wake up. The fourth head pops. The fifth. They finally realize what's happening, but it's too late. The sixth man is beheaded by what you see is just Torque's bare-fisted punch. Torque stops by the seventh man, rips something off his neck and bites down. Sophie steps over to the last man and has him kneel in front of her before biting as well. On your right, a man in full body armor emerges from the back door, raising his assault rifle. What the fuck? Hey, over here! The man turns, and for a very scary split second, you're looking directly down the barrel of an automatic rifle. The next moment, an impact throws him all the way into the back room and crashes into the wall. Torque grins at you, standing in the exact same spot where the soldier was just a second before. You comfy down there? Langley? Sophie wipes her mouth of blood and looks at him. The meeting's still an item? Yes. I'll take it. Splendid. Torque walks behind the bar and checks on the bartender. You see the Anarch opens his wrist and feed on the blood of the wounded man. Drink up, Marty. It'll make you feel better. Get the hell out of here and wait for Maya. She's coming. She'll know what to do. Torque? Yeah, coming. Take the back door, Joe. Take the back door. Jaws, come on. You slink back into an alley behind the bar, leaving 10 bodies and one grievously injured ghoul behind. Nobody stops you from circling around the block and finding your way to Sophie's car. Gregory drives casually, as if this was just another late-night drive, and not the crowning of a desperate, complicated evening. Sophie brings you all to a luxurious apartment in Manhattan's Upper West Side. The way she explains it, the vampire who owned it left the city a few years ago and gave away spare keys to a few trusted compatriots. It's been used sporadically since. Fancy. You like it? It always felt too more modern for my tastes, but what's important is that it's secure. As long as nobody followed your car here, or the fledgling, trouble follows this one wherever they go. Even if that's the case, we have very little time to conduct our business here, and we'll be leaving soon. I hope so. Let's begin. You look at Sophie, excited. Finally, you will learn what it is that you've been working towards for more than a week, and what it is that Kaiser wanted you to participate in. I have it on good authority that Boss Callihan is blood bond to Prince Panhard. Torque sucks air in loudly. That's an accusation and a half. Langley, got proof? No, but we're just a boat ride away from getting it. What's that supposed to mean? Jaws, the address I procured from Kaiser was the meeting spot of Pinehard's and the Baron's regular sharing of blood and other bodily fluids, if the rumors are true. Wait, Kaiser knew about this? Is there anything that insufferable clump of dead skin doesn't know in the city? He knows things, but only shares them if you pay. Neither the prince nor Callihan could touch him. He's too useful. Kaiser said something about having plans for me, that he wanted me to make this meeting happen. That can't be good, right? That's an interesting point. I think Kaiser might be as interested in shaking up the status quo as we are. A chaotic landscape makes for a great market for him, unlike a static one. I don't like playing into that creep's head, but at least now I know what I'm doing. The devil you know, and all that. What was the address he gave you? They meet regularly on Ellis Island. In fact, their next scheduled meeting starts in just around an hour. Hot damn. I'm guessing you want to crush that meeting. Why? So you could see the proof for yourself. So that I can make sure too. And so that I have an extra pair of eyes for Panhard to consider when I present to her my ultimatum. The prince must abandon her seat and leave New York. She can go wherever she pleases, but if she stays, the entire court will know, and the next prince might not look favorably on her pass. Dealing with anarchs, especially so closely, is a punishable offense in the Camarilla, as I'm sure you've heard. So I did. Torque strokes his beard and looks intently at Sophie. What exactly are you trying to accomplish here? Say you remove Panhard, and I even remove Callihan. Then what? Torque, did you ever wonder why Callihan is keeping you in check? Because I wondered why the prince condemns anarchs during her visits to Elysium, but doesn't allow the Ivory Tower to challenge you. She or they have engineered the status quo for the good of our sex, but for a private gain. They keep us all in line because it lets them hold on to power that much longer. And your goal is what? Make this Cold War turn hot? Not a great plan. You cammies will get your butts kicked out of NYC in no time. If you anarchs manage to organize, which I doubt you will, at any rate, it's a risk I'm willing to take. I don't stand alone in this. This entire operation has been years in the making. Torque, I am offering you a chance to square things with Callihan. I also want revenge with Callihan, and level the playing field. If we get rid of these two, we can start on equal footing at the next stage of this dance macabre. Dance of Death or something. I forgot what it translates to. Do I factor into this at all? Yes. We will be taking you with us to Ellis Island, both as another set of eyes to witness the prince and baron in the act, and as a bit of added security. I don't think Helene or Callihan could dare to lay a finger on me, but they will not find me unprepared. You know what? After all those years spent in Callihan's shadow and taking part in all the kindred dick measuring contests, I should expect a rouse, some ploy to kill me in an out of the way place. That's our inherent paranoia talking. My gut tells me it's time to get this show started. I do hope you have a boat nearby, Langley. Sophie smiles mischievously. Of course I do. It's waiting for us by the pier. Lead the way then. Moonlight's burning. The three of you leave the apartment and walk toward the pier. Nobody seems to be following you. You get on a small patrol boat, and double time it through the Hudson's cold, dark waters. Out of all the places in NYC where the prince and the baron can meet, and it's Ellis Island, a landmark with a dark past, a museum on one hand, and a decrepit piece. Wait, that's not decrepit, right? Diluted piece of history on the other. I can't read tonight. You leave the boat and make your way to the southern part of the island, paying no heed to the renovated tourist attractions on the northern side. You expected some resistance, a night guard, a helicopter flying over, or maybe an NYPD patrol boat. Nothing. The island seems completely deserted. It's clear this sets Sophie on edge. She's moving as quietly and as slowly as ever. But you can see that she's eager to reach the particular house her intel pointed out. Torque is following suit, grimly determined, flashing his pierced gaze all over, still clearly uncertain that this isn't some kind of con. Finally you see it, light coming from a window in one of the buildings at the edge of the island. The three of you slowly creep closer to the building and take a look inside the window. There it is, Callihan kneeling in front of the prince, sucking on Panhard's wrist, both fully clothed. A little blessing. Torque makes his move, and before Sophie can stop him, he bursts through the building's doors. It happens very quickly. Torque grabs Callihan by the shoulders and throws him through the still open door. Callihan hits the ground hard. Torque appears on top of him and starts punching. You fucker, you piece of shit! Stop. The prince's voice takes hold for just long enough to make Torque relent, which the Baron uses to the fullest. He shoves Torque off and tries to bite down. Prince, call off your lapdog. Langley, what is the meaning of this? The two anarchs break apart, both wounded, but neither is quite done yet. They look at one another with pure hatred. Kill the bitch, Elaine, but leave the fledgling to me. Right after I deal with this shit stain, I'm gonna... A shrill, unpleasant laugh filled the air. You know who it belongs to. So entertaining. Truly, it feels almost ashamed to break up the spectacle. Why did I pronounce that wrong? Spectacle, but alas. Thomas? Who the fuck is this joker? Ah yes, I don't think we met. No, I did hear a lot about you, Mr. Torque. My name is Thomas Antorio, and I... Callihan uses this moment of uncertainty to strike. He's still too slow for Torque. Hello! Who throws the boss onto the lawn, where the two exchange blows once again. Helene, would you be so kind to ask your friend to not hurt our guests too much? Callihan, don't kill him. This time Callihan comes out on top and grabs Torque in an iron hold. Her companion struggles, but can't quite break away. I will not be denied, Helene. Not this time. You will do as I command. And she will do as I command her, Douglas, old boy. So, Panhard is blood bonded to Antorio, and Callihan is blood bonded to Panhard. Huh. What? Like I said before, I was so rudely interrupted. I feel like I need to break up this little spectacle. It's been going on for much too long. You think you're so smart, Langley? You and your clique figured out that there was something fishy going on your own, but you were always working with just a piece of the puzzle. Wasn't she, Jaws? And I'm blood bonded to him. Even I didn't know. Sophie looks to you, shocked and disappointed. What are you... What am I talking about? You ask? You, fledgling. You don't know? How could you? Only I knew, and your sire, of course. They're the one who agreed to embrace you after some negotiations. How many subs do you need to make alive? What do you mean alive? Like, the chat? Because I'm not really doing this for numbers, I'm mostly just doing this to entertain as much people as I can. And I do get like VODs. Like, when I stream I tend to only get like 3 viewers. Well, the most I had was... How much was it? Was it... You could be live on YouTube for 0. Like when I started, I only had like 1 subscriber, well 2. So it doesn't really matter. What you're thinking of is payment. You need at least to get 500 for minimal payment. But if you want to go live, you could just have a random YouTube channel, like 0 subscribers. Just press the live button. Yeah, just press the live button, there you go. Like I didn't start off YouTube with 100 just so I could stream. I've been streaming for 3 years. Almost 3 years. I debuted in 2021 July, so almost 3 years. You hear a scream and a curse. It's Callihan, whose arm has been nearly ripped off his body. Torque breaks out of the Baron's grasp, but doesn't continue the attack. Instead, he's at the edge of the water in a blink of an eye and disappears into the Hudson. The only trace of him is his fedora. Another actor going off script at the beginning, eh? No matter. Let him bring us some amusement now that the production is almost wrapped up. I don't live in the US either, I live in Australia. Like, I have friends, IRL, who knows I stream, but they could barely attend my streams because I stream like 2 AM our time. He'll reach his allies. He'll tell everyone of this. Helene, even if we naively assume his nights aren't numbered, now that he's in the SI sights, this show must go on, one way or another. Won't hurt to encourage leaks and speculation. I mean, when I started, I literally just had me and a mod. So, you know, gotta start somewhere. Sophie looks at you. How could you, Jaws? I saved you. Antonio suddenly appears next to her and slaps her in the face. Langley. What happened to your self-esteem? You can't really think a simple neonate has outplayed you? Or maybe this oblivious act is your own way of groveling for mercy. Thomas, what? You thought that being an expert chess player would always be enough. You never realized the people at the top simply flip the chessboard over and punch you in the face whenever they don't like how the game is going. He motions to the remaining kindred. The thing is, you weren't even adept at playing the game you knew. Jaws? Just another pawn, placed on the board by my associate. You thought you were... You thought they were your piece since you took them in, but who gave you that idea? You returned to the night where you were judged by Prince Panhard, the woman in red, Sophie, somebody speaking to her Somebody speaking to her, a man in glasses. A man standing before you now. This is cruel. You know what's going to happen if somebody would speak up for the poor child. They could be a useful tool for the Camarilla. Terror creeps onto Sophie's face. Of course, those were not the words you heard, were they? No, you were already grasping for some opportunity to further your scheme. I put the bait out, and you took it, hook, line, and sinker. After that, it was only a matter of time before you started using Jaws as your errand boy. No one is quite as easy to attract and monitor as a naive fledgling who's just learning the ropes. What is it that you want, Thomas? What do I want? Oh boy. The answer is simple, but so hard to put into words. Unstable stability. Cutting-edge tales of thrills and intrigue that pushes it to the limit. And then return you to the tried and tested status quo, gently and followably. A system full of distractingly moving parts which simulate conflict so convincingly that its users never feel a need to direct their energy towards upsetting the system. Achieving the eternal through the disposable, building a city like it's a ship of Theseus, constantly changing its parts, yet always remaining the same, serving the same goal at all times. A large-scale infrastructure that has something like an exhaust system for the spirit, something that disperses the toxicity around instead of concentrating it in a single place. None of what you're saying makes the slightest bit of sense. Also, this might be an early stream. This stream might end early because I didn't know I would reach the end of the game so quickly. Ontario is momentarily stopped in his tracks. He stares into the sky for a few seconds before a sad grin appears on his face. Spoken like someone who's never had what it takes to make it in the big leagues. With a theatrical snap of fingers, he gives his last sentence a sense of finality. Something changed in the air. You could swear you saw a shadow move behind Sophie. Goodbye, Sophie. A disheveled woman with what looks to be garden shears appears behind Sophie. I don't think it's too good. I mean, if I don't end the stream, it's mostly gonna be chatting. You take off and rush towards Sophie. You only take a few steps before a figure blinks right next to you and pushes you away. Ontario. It's Maya. Hear the shears snip. Sophie's red hair conceals her face as her head falls, separated from her shoulders. I mean, when I started, I did do some chats after stream, but maybe I can, if you want, I could keep it up for a few minutes, but I know I don't get much live viewers. Most of my viewers come from the VOD's silence. Ontario's unpleasant laughter erupts right next to you. Oh, Jaws, your career is moving at a breakneck pace. Moving up and up and up. Let me congratulate you on your promotion. Are you going to kill me too? That was the plan, at some point, but I've had a change of heart since then. Maybe I'll talk for 5 minutes. Maybe complete 2 hours. Because right now, I've been streaming for an hour and 55 minutes. Well, it depends. Helene, feel free to leave us and take the Baron with you. Thomas, I don't think you should. Shush. You're just being jealous. Adelaide, escort the prince and dear old Douglas, please. Sure thing, darling. No, that's not I think it just looks like her. You're left next to Sophie's body. You try not to look, but it's hard to ignore her infernal frame decomposing in front of your eyes. Congratulations, you've won this little game. You set out a suicide mission and successfully brought down the power-hungry wannabe tyrant, even if it probably wasn't the way you imagined it. Now you are free to enjoy paradise again, life after death, immortality, eternal youth. By the way, have you seen the Merp live? No, not really. I don't think I know what it is. But they don't tell you. What they don't tell you is, of course, living in paradise is inherently sinful, but not everyone can partake. But you have time to learn how to live with sin, don't you? I don't know why, but the ending doesn't feel like Vampire the Masquerade. It's weird. He takes a melancholic look at the city skyline, surrounding him, the Statue of Liberty and the lights of Manhattan, shimmering in the distance. You know, New York taught me to believe in fate. My unlife began right here, and it began with utter despair. My first instinct was to drown myself in books and keep reading and reading until literature gave me the piece of wisdom I needed to go on. Personally, I find reading a silly hobby in retrospect. I always had this minuscule hope that the next sentence I'd read could finally bring me salvation, but it never did. It only gave me fuel for this elevated, righteous, intellectual suffering. But the more I read, the easier it was for me to boil every paragraph down to a power relationship. The characters' influence over each other, the writer trying to impress the reader, etc. I mostly grab something to eat or go to bed or just watch YouTube until I fall asleep. But if I have energy, I probably prepare for future plans like future games, future videos, and get a bunch of things ready. The string everyone pulls started to look like strands that wove into the fabric of fate, and once I saw its beauty, I got teary-eyed. My architect instincts kicked into overdrive. I don't have to submit to fate. All I had to do was cooperate with it and wait for my time to shine. Give it my input whenever needed until it trusted me to do more. Oh, I've streamed Dead by Daylight. I've streamed it 3 or 4 times, maybe less. I don't know. When I stream online games, it's only a half stream, so it's an hour and a half. But one time was earlier because I was streaming with an ENVTuber friend named Ragnar Kanunger, and we were waiting to see how long it will last, but our connection kept getting cut. Maybe I will. Ragnar also gave me Dead by Daylight visual novel, and I need to play it. Give it my input whenever needed until it trusted me to do more. Thomas steps over what's left of Sophie, wiping his glasses with an elegant cloth from his pocket. And it did. Fate let me look after this city. With my architect's tools, I started quietly shaping the streets and corridors, while Kaiser and his Urk shaped the information flow. And among many tools this process gave me, one of them was a way to reliably come up with useful agents like you. The methods I used were crude at times, but the roots was there. All you had to do was follow it. Really? Can't you just play it for free? Well, on PC. Also, Ragnar gave me some free stuff that I don't even use because I have no idea what they are. In Dead by Daylight. He really wanted me to play the game, so I did play it for a bit. I might play it again someday. Who knows? I don't really play a lot of online games because I prefer single-player, story-based games, namely RPGs. Some people write rulebook passages. The others plan city arteries. In the end, the effect is the same. Someone always follows. He puts on his glasses and gives a long, hard look. You know, I have grown fond of you. You did so well. Even when that idiot Callihan tipped the Inquisition off, you still got out. I like that kind of resourcefulness. Like, most of the RPGs I played, like Fallout New Vegas, are games I played in the past. But, you know, I have to make do. I have Fallout 4. I'm thinking if I should play it again. I mean, I never played Fallout 4's DLC, so maybe I'll check it out. I could use that kind of resourcefulness. He uncovers his wrist. So, take my blood. Just enough so we can start off on the right foot, as a sign of good faith. A sign that you're ready to play the big leagues, ready to behold the sights I've prepared for you. What do you say, Joss? I don't even get a choice. Anyways, looks like I'm ending the stream here. So that was Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. I had fun, but the ending kind of felt meh. Like, no matter what I did, it didn't matter. Well, apparently the sequel to this, Shadows of New York, is a lot better, so I'll be playing that soon. Also, if you didn't know, I'm playing purely Vampire the Masquerade games this week. So today was Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. Tomorrow will be Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines. And the day after that will be Vampire the Masquerade, Blood Hunt. Hopefully with Heba. A VTuber friend of mine who I made the model for, so he's my son. So yeah, thanks for coming out. I hope you guys had fun. Enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, I completed 2 hours. And yeah. Bye. Tomorrow will be the next live. Bye.